Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Lara, a clinical pharmacist specializing in functional medicine, as well as a certified yoga teacher and Reiki master. I run a truly integrative health coaching practice encompassing functional medicine lab testing, yoga and meditation, and a sprinkling of Reiki energy medicine. Join me here on Light Body Radio to break through your health plateau and come into alignment with your natural vitality. Hello and welcome to Light Body Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Lara, and today I am bringing you another Wellness Illuminated episode. And what that means is that it's just me here with you today, one-on-one, and I am bringing you topics that are front of mind for me, maybe, seasonally poignant, or, things that I have come up recently, whether they be in my other client sessions or other podcasts that I feel like need some extra attention and clarification. So this episode is actually going to be less sciencey than my previous episodes and less into the nitty-gritty of the science of health and wellness, but more talking about our light and the significance and the meaning of light in the season that we're in right now. So we are in December of 2023. We're at the tail end of this year. For better, for worse, this is where we are. And so, as December unfolds, there is a palpable shift in the air. The seasons are transforming. We are moving into winter. The winter solstice is almost upon us. And there is that celestial dance and shift from darkness to light and moving more into more darkness of our days. The days are getting shorter. The period of darkness with every day is getting longer until we reach the solstice. So amidst these chilly lights in the northern hemisphere and the shorter days, this month holds a profound significance. And whether this has nothing to do with being religious, it's even just more of like tuning in to what happens in nature around us every year at this time. If you live in the northern hemisphere, if you're in the southern hemisphere, then it's about to be spring. Yay for you. Or summer, I should say. Sorry, summer. So I wanted to really dive into, because I talk a lot about the light and connecting with the light and that we're actually all part of source light. So I wanted to give that a little bit of a deeper dive here today. And I really wanted us to be able to celebrate our essence of light and all of the multifaceted, multicultural ways that comes through for all the humans across the planet, which I think, if you look at it anthropologically, regardless of where you are born on this planet, almost all cultures at this time have some sort of celebration of light. So there is obviously something significant there. And I think we would be remiss if we didn't take the time to observe and honor it. So the winter solstice, a celestial event that occurs every year in December, marks the shortest day and the longest night of the year in the northern hemisphere. It symbolizes a pivotal moment when the pendulum swings back towards longer days, signaling hope, renewal, triumph of light over darkness. And across civilizations, this astronomical occurrence has been revered and celebrated for thousands and thousands of years through various rituals and festivities. One of the most emblematic celebrations of this time is Hanukkah, of course. This is the Jewish festival of lights. It commemorates the rededication of the Holy Temple in Jerusalem and the miracle of the oil that burned for 8 days. The lighting of the menorah, adding one candle each night, symbolizes hope, perseverance, and the enduring strength to overcome adversity. Similarly, Christmas, celebrated by Christians across the world, is infused with symbolism of light. from the radiant glow of candles on an Advent wreath to the twinkling lights adorning trees and homes. And also the story of Mary and Joseph traveling through into, to ultimately to Jerusalem, but stopping in Bethlehem, following the light of that star. It signifies hope, again, peace, the promise of salvation, casting away darkness, and embracing the joyous arrival of a new beginning. In many cultures, December is also the time for Diwali, a Hindu festival of lights. The luminous display of oil lamps, fireworks, and vibrant decorations signifies the victory of good over evil, knowledge over ignorance, and light over darkness. It's a celebration that transcends boundaries, fostering unity and spreading joyous radiance. This past year, Diwali was in November, but still, like if you think about, November is sort of the beginning of the holiday season here in the Western world. Very poignant, very appropriate, and sort of, the opening of the door to this celebration of light. And so, beyond again religious and cultural observances, December's emphasis on light transcends its literal illumination. It serves as a poignant metaphor, reminding us of the intrinsic human longing for warmth, guidance, enlightenment, salvation, victory, the hope that comes with that. It represents the flicker of hope during challenging times, the beacon that guides us through the darkest nights, and the reminder that even in the smallest light can dispel profound darkness. And I think it also really brings forward the reminder of the polarity that we experience here on this planet. Like, we are beings of light. We are souls that are made up of light. We came from pure light, but we came to a planet that has polarity, that has darkness and light. And so it is, inevitable that we are going to experience dark times, whether that be emotionally, mentally, or even physically, meaning physically, literally in the dark. And so anytime that there is a chance to embrace and celebrate the light and what the light brings awareness, the light brings knowledge, the light brings growth, the light brings, again, this concept of salvation. It really helps propel our souls forward. It helps remind us of where we came from, whether or not we're super conscious of that connection or not. I think there is an innate and intrinsic recognition there. And, that's why our bodies, even biologically, respond so dramatically to light. They say one of the first things you should do when you wake up in the morning is be exposed to light, because that kicks on your circadian rhythm. It gets all those different hormones flowing in the morning to get you going. And you don't need caffeine if you have light. So, December light fosters a spirit of unity and inclusivity, regardless of beliefs or backgrounds. It invites everyone to partake in some sort of celebration, brilliance, fostering a sense of shared humanity and interconnectedness. So, as December unfolds, let's take this opportunity to bask in the radiance of the light. Even though we are, again, having longer days and a longer period of darkness, let's take the time to appreciate those sunny days just a little bit more. Let's take the time to appreciate any and all light in our lives just a little bit more. Stop, tune into that heart space, feel that gratitude, feel that thankfulness, and we can carry this luminosity forward, illuminating our paths and lighting the way for a brighter, more compassionate world ahead. It starts with each and every one of us at an individual level that becomes a collective consciousness. And so, regardless of what's going on in the world, all of the dark things, all of the disagreements, the war, the atrocities, we can be beacons of light. And so I invite you to ask yourself, how can I be a lighthouse in the dark? How can I be that beacon of light for myself, for my family, for my community, for anyone around you that might be struggling, that you feel like, or that you notice, try to show up as that beacon of light. And that doesn't mean like projecting your light onto someone. It just means showing up as your light being self. And when you show up in your full and greatest light, it inspires others to do the same. So I also put together a little list of questions that, me, and introspective questions. So I thought it would be interesting to bring these forward and allow you to sort of ruminate on them. I have a list of 10, and I'm not sure exactly when this show will be airing in December, but I know it'll be posted in December. But I encourage you, maybe just take one question per day and reflect. Maybe write it down in your journal or come back to this episode, once a day for 10 days to listen to the next question, to see what comes up and see how this light, how you're being present and intentional with being connected and showing up as the light can really manifest and change your daily life and maybe the lives of others. So the first question is, what qualities or virtues do I possess that bring brightness into my life and the lives of others? And if when you think about that, you're like, oh, hell, I don't know. I have no idea how I affect others. Then just focus on your life. And you could always ask your friends or family, ask them the question about you and see what they say. You might be pleasantly surprised to get some really lovely feedback. The second question is, how do I express kindness, compassion, or empathy in my interactions with others? The third question is, in what ways do I nurture my passions, talents, or creative abilities that bring a sense of fulfillment and joy? When do I feel most aligned with my authentic self, radiating positivity and enthusiasm? That's a great question. I like that one. How do I handle challenges or setbacks, and what strengths or resilience do I draw upon during difficult times? So, when you're being challenged, how do you bring light into your life during those times? Is also how I hear that question. What practices or activities help me connect with inner peace, tranquility, or a sense of spiritual enlightenment or connectedness? What beliefs or values guide me in making decisions and navigating through life's complexities? How do I cultivate a sense of gratitude and appreciation for the blessings and experiences in my life? What roles do love, forgiveness, and acceptance, play in nurturing my inner light and fostering connections with others? And finally, how can I contribute to the world by sharing my light, whether through acts of service, mentorship, or just spreading positivity? So I encourage you to reflect on these questions, write it down, discuss them with your friends, families, church members, support groups, whatever, tribe that you have around you. I think these are great, great questions any time of year, but especially right now when we are focusing on the concept of light, being the lighthouse, showing up as light beings, really bringing kindness and compassion into every day and into this season. So I am super grateful for all of you listeners. I hope you've enjoyed this year of podcasts. I've really stepped it up and gone to weekly postings of my podcasts. I'd love to hear feedback from you, whether you want different topics or, have further questions from some of the episodes. I'm always happy to go back and revisit and answer your questions. So make sure you follow us on all the platforms, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, all the things. Make sure you like and subscribe and, give us a review wherever you listen. We are always looking for feedback. So again, I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful season of light. And I will be back with another Wellness Illuminated episode in January of the new year. And if you guys have been listening to my January episodes for the past couple of years, I've picked a word for the year, a theme. So, if I haven't given you enough to think about already, then I'm also going to encourage you to start thinking about what you want your theme of 2024 to be. So we can talk about it in January when I see you again in this Wellness Illuminated episode. So thank you so much. Namaste. I love you all and have a fabulous season of light in this beautiful month of December at the end of 2023. Bye.